Hello, Santini fans. Best Santini in the Legal Beagle. Okay, so I went ahead and I've watched my previous videos. There have been 4 of them. So, just as a summary, this game always starts at 210, the third week in the year 210 by their calendar system. So, between 210.03 and I'm going to say 212.44, we went ahead and got the 3 edicts for my starting faction, Altamessa. Then I let you go, and when it was time for me to get to the whole Zenrin thing and getting their edicts, well, I had an opportunity. I got a level 20 introduction to a high prince, and I had intel related to a Zenrin. Zenrin in a conflict they were in, or an alliance they were in, forget. Anyway, between 215, yeah, 215 and 216, we went ahead and got all 3 edicts for the Zenman. So it's now been 3 years game time. It's 219.35. And we don't have an opportunity because of spying. Well, we do a little bit. There was some spying in the story missions. Okay. Maybe more than a little. I think we spied for both. Yeah, a lot of spying. We spied for everybody in the Fane family. Eric, uh, Zet, and Valencia. So we did all that Fane family stuff. We then had a chance. We were near enough to the Arbiter, so we went ahead and picked up 2 story missions. That being Commander and Prince to go out and see what this Prince wants us to do to get his support for a united coalition, a unity of all the factions, and something to do with the Maclame 2 and a prince they have, Damien Lamont. Bargaining price. Well, I decided I was nearer to the Cadar thing, so I went there. The way going through to get to here where we're at, Cythurian Maelstrom, went through Alzean Core, which is the only place that has outposts, even though the dominant faction is the Zenrin. It's the only place that has outposts that are Templar order systems. So, went to the old, they're like warrior monks, whereas the Zendu are arbiter monks, more or less. Anyway, so, and of course, the arbiters are Zendu. Anyway, so I went by there, hoping if I friendlied up with them, and I'm sure I will eventually, I would get a Templar contact. The Templar contact thing hasn't happened yet. Running short on time, had a job to do. Came to Cythurian Maelstrom. Started out -4. I wanted to at least be at 0 before I approached the Prince. Didn't want to be against him and try to be for him at the same time. So here we are. Oh, here's the other thing that's gone down. That would be, I have just about maxed out this ship. I've got a cargo hold that gives me an extra 15 in reducing random encounters when I travel space between different systems in a quadrant, different outposts in a quadrant. That with these other 3, I'm up to -51% for encounters. Plus, I got a whole lot of escape capability, now plus 25. Got my weapons locker up to level 4, but I think I did that back in the Zenrin Edict days, or just before then. Yeah, I'll say that. Okay, yeah, between the Altamessa Edict and Zenrin Edict days. Got that up to level 4. So I've got barely enough guns to do any violence. I've got guns, not a gun on my ship. Missile system and a railgun. Not ideal railguns, and it's just like my weapons locker is barely good enough. But it was good enough for, let me show you. Or remind you. Interesting little contact we have. Immortal contact, evergreen contact, Ahuna contact. We got this because we're making a raid on, I forget, might have been I think it was a Thulan world. And making a raid on the starport, taking on the security forces. We sided with them and left them a chance to escape. We started with positive 15 rep with them. We've had some misunderstandings. It's now positive 8, our Huna rep. But we do have 20 personal rep with the sole contact we have with them, who gives Huna agent missions. Karazir. Because we've had our ups and downs with the Fane family, speaking of things like that, let's just go to all my green star peeps. You will notice here that we have, oh, wait a minute. I didn't green star somebody. Let me correct myself. Getting sloppy. Yes, the other Zir. I think they're relatives as well as same political cause. So let me explain. Go back to my green stars and let me explain here. All right, so basically we worked some with Eric, and we met Judge Vento, and then we worked from our work with Valencia so far. We met the other Zir, Ahmet Zir. I think they're on the same planet in Fifth Divide. Same landing zone, Harmonium. Anyway, so we've got that going. Both run black market. Except Ahmet Zir does rare trade goods as well. Okay, so that's what's going on with that. Also, I believe it just started, or recently started. Our faction is now in a ceremonial faction conflict, not a full-scale war, called Duel of Assassins. Basically means anybody from either two factions can shoot each other. It's a free-for-all, but it's not considered a war. More or less. Let me look that up exactly. Duel of Assassins. Increased chance to encounter bounty hunter ships. Mission payments and risk increase. You take a mission involving either Steel Song or Alta Mesa, higher payments. Losing the conflict can be devastating to contacts within the defeated faction. All faction ships are more hostile. So yes, it's a kind of a free-for-all, but not a full-scale war. Reputation loss for acknowledging spy or bounty hunter ships of the opposing faction. So that's what's going on. And of course, and now we have a chance to go ahead and get edicts if we do this diplomatic mission with Cadar, which we're going to do. And you see, the only one I'm in serious trouble with is Steel Song at negative 157. There are people that can sell us edicts, but, number one, to make room for any passenger this quest may give us, I had to break it down. I've now got one diplomat instead of two. What? The diplomat? Maybe it's Yellow Star now. One diplomat. Yes, got one diplomat. But since and the diplomat has a Vindication Pack, which will give us a discount when we go to get a pardon from Steel Song. Maybe we should wait till after the Duel of Assassins. We may offend offend some Steel Song peeps. They'll be sending bounty hunters after us, I guess. Well, I hope so, because, of course, this duel of assassins is so they can get Prince Caligan's daughter, Valencia. And we got a little over a year to get there and be emotional and practical rescue for her. And just to recover, I've maxed out this ship. I got a new Void engine, which adds 15 safety plus 25 fuel. Got this cargo bay, which adds more encounter reduction. Got this bridge here from our side, because there's no... Altamess is the only one that has a special bridge for our size ship. Picked up, so that gives us more accuracy, more radiation, void protection, more armor, and does increase jump cost. Got this warp engine because it gave us an additional officer quarter. Picked up among my officers, even though I haven't lost anybody yet, on my 4 original soldiers. As a matter of fact, there have been, in these 9 years, there have been, on demanding difficulty, there have been no casualties yet. None. And only one person left. A combat medic, a Steel Song combat medic that we conscripted from the one ship we defeated by accident, a military ship, earlier, on or off camera, earlier in the game. So, I'm thinking this through wrong. Okay. Officers. That's what I need. Anyway, I've got a bodyguard here who has both the ability to protect 2 people, Praetorian Guard and Honor Guard, the ability to protect 1, plus they're a doctor and can do field surgery. Plus, I've got pistolier talents to give my bodyguard even more pistol talent and more accuracy. So that's what we got. What do we got for pistols so far? Pistols 10, blades 7, but pistols generally do more damage. So we're basically good. Oh, and she's got a trait that increases her initiative. Does decrease her health points a little bit, but does not decrease her accuracy. Addictive tick. Oh, we may or may not get that treated by a medical doctor sooner or later. But for now, we're going to get started on the missions that can give us this edict with Cadar. So that's what's going on in a nutshell. We're here on behalf of Arbiter Estelle Brockstrom. Kind of weird tattoos for a prince, but to each tribe his own. Many welcome, Star Trader. Estelle let me know to expect a visitor from the stars. You know that we are here to make, on the Arbiter's behalf, to make a case for the United Coalition. I appreciate your desire to convince me, but it isn't necessary. I have already spoken at length with the Arbiter's envoys, and I understand the case very well. Anyway, he just figures this United Coalition is going to need a strong military, and he figures his faction can do it. The coalition won't have much of a life without a strong military. It won't last that long. So, yeah. And we're willing to support it because we want to be followers, not leaders in this movement. But the Arbiter made a promise to give us some support if we supported the coalition. Anyway, he has an adopted son who has some military background, but he would like to spend the time on a Star Trader ship for a couple of years. So we're going to go do that. We accept there is a bed waiting for Cobra now. That's why we got rid of 1 diplomat. And we're good to go. If I had the room, I would promote him, but I don't. Because it'd be nice to get Explore talents for the 2 years he's going to be with us. But since I don't, we will just make him a yellow star for his one-time role. Auto-train him. Put up the yellow stars, see what abilities he got. and go from there. And I'm going to leave it, although I'd rather he got steady hand. It would have helped with defense, but he's only going to be with us briefly. Let's get the heck out of here. Oh yes, I figure between the 2 years for this quest and between the fact we're going to pick up Valencia and the way I play, a year's time is generally about an hour, can be half an hour. This may be 2 1-hour videos, but we shall see. So that's what's going on. Come on. Callous Justice. There we go. Okay, so we're off to go, actually take on Valencia and let go of someone else. Who's that going to be? Oh, and we are doing double run and gun. Let me explain. I'm expecting if we pick up Valencia, we're going to have bounty hunters and ships coming after us. Sometimes there's some ground pursuit, and I believe for the prince, there's going to be people out to kill him on the ground. So we're doing double run and gun. 2 of our passengers are making us popular, shall we say, here on the Legal Beagle. So we may be legal, but we're also popular for those who want to bend the law. Now, I've been thinking about that one. I've been trying to come up with, in the captain's quarters there on the bridge, who's the poster? The poster that Beth Santini would have. And there's all kinds of characters who've bent laws, been creative with laws, you name it. And the only person I come up with, I come up with lots of people. But just for fun, and I don't know my political cartoons well enough. So I've never even seen drawings of the man what nobody looks like. But the only person I can think of is William Penn, the gentleman who back in American colonial times, we were part of the British Empire, asked the king to draw the boundaries for a Catholic colony. He did. The colony was named Pennsylvania. And what's the first thing William Penn does? He gives us the basis of religious freedom in the 12 colonies and eventually in the USA. He goes before the colonial legislature. First thing he asked for is, colony of Pennsylvania, is a law guaranteeing religious freedom. So, that's uniquely bending the law and creative truth telling there. I'm suggesting that she has a poster of William Penn in her quarters. Or maybe they gave him a more casual name, Bill Penn, BP, while she's, what the heck, alphabetical, I don't know, PQRS. She's down the alphabetical list, BS, Beth Santini, doing these seemingly impossible things, and we've survived 9 years in a ship whose goal I initially said was survive it as long as you can to get another ship, and we've tricked this ship out. For spying and fleeing and all that good stuff, and not being detected, but we're doing our best. Oh, by the way, how do you know we've been living this spy lifestyle? Knew there was something I forgot to show you. Captain's log, scores and stats. We've recruited 8 people, no casualties, like I said. The one person who quit. But check this out. Under my command, we killed 13 enemy crew in ship combat or in melee, which is just combat crews, whether on planet or ships. We've only killed 13 people. I mean, sheesh. We've conscripted 4. We've had a bunch of stalemates. We've ceremonially been defeated. Half the number of stalemates. We had a victory, but didn't leave any cargo. Oh, here's our one victory that gave us the 4 conscripts, 3 of whom stayed with us. The combat medic didn't stay with us. So we're doing all right. And we killed those 13 people in 3 personnel combats. Oh, and most of our income's been from missions, trading. Our highest legal trade, 144,600. We made 14 profitable trades, one noteworthy for being over 50,000 but less than 500,000. We have made no illegal trades yet. Well, nothing where we sold goods. We bought goods illegally. Just a couple of power loaders from some smuggler. We were trying to get them to sell to miners. So that's what's going on here in a nutshell. And obviously, we've done more missions than we've done trading. Because until just recently, until we upgraded after we landed here, before we talked to the prince, until we upgraded to our new cargo hold that adds to our uh, negative ship encounters there, makes it even less likely we're going to encounter ships. I've been avoiding trading like a good habit, generally speaking. But now, well, we're going to go see about rescuing the princess, but we're also going to make one more visit to the temple. Templars, where are you? They're all pop centers, and the closest one is only 19 away. Let's go there. We got to get ourselves a little Templar action. We're looking for a Templar contact. We got intel to sell. If we can get somebody before conflicts expire. Steel Song or Maklam New? Good question. Which one's closer? They're both far away. All right. And they're both Steel Song. There's almost no point in, well, except for personal rep with the High Princess. It might work out. If we get that, fine. If we sell it to someone else, fine. I'm good with that. Did I get the faction to write on that request? It did. Okay. So, now it's time to see if we can meet anybody by, I don't know, spying in these parts. Trying to be the contact. Yes, we are. Don't want anybody to die today. Templar Merchant. No. Regular Merchant. House Thulin Merchant. Okay. Powerful and unexpected ships. Sorry, we ain't gonna meet up with you today. Pirate. Devoltos. Well, take our nothing that we got in the cargo hold there. And we might uncover a Templar contact. Templar Order Gestalt Technologist. Living in the Krim sector. Unfortunately, they aren't going to have any edicts, but it's a start. Yep, it'll be a start. I think they're going to be important because of their medical background, and I think we have some scientific data. We do, just a little bit. Anybody else to meet and greet? I don't want to do a bounty hunter. Bounty hunter or let's try patrolling here to get an additional contact. Dinosaur patrolling, listen to about going. I'm willing to risk some fuel and some time here. Indie merchant. Nah, I'm going to be too close to a battle. I don't want to do it. They can keep their goods, and they don't have much anyway. We will demand tribute from them, though. Gotta get paid. Another contact, hey? Maybe we'll get a Templar contact that can give us edicts after all. Let's go back to the spy thing here. We're got a chance that we can outrun the bounty hunters. So we're just going to get rid of the health problem here and party on. Can we keep outrunning or avoiding bounty hunters? Cadar smuggler it is. Alright, so what are we going to do here? I want to avoid my peeps getting sick. I don't think the negative with the Templar Order is really going to matter. And we don't have anything where we make the contact thing more likely. But I really want a Templar contact. Templar Order Spice Runner. Living in the Elzean core. Can the Spice Runner get us edicts? Please tell me yes. No. But that they're on the planet, we need fuel. We need to stop this for now because we got to go see Valencia. We could do trade permits with them. It's a start. Let's go. Let's go with that. I don't believe you can get a higher than trade permit 2 with the Templars, but you know. And I think this hostilities are going to end before. Yeah, the conflict's getting on to 2 years old. I'm going to sell them that. And all the Templar intel that we got. Hold on to the rest. It might be good for someone else. So there we go. We've got 2 trading permits. And why are we going to need this? Because Well, Indies have trade law but don't require permits. Templars are mostly indie, but they do, I mean, well, they do require permits, so we're going to go with that. This repair time isn't fast enough. But let me show you. Sell cargo, buy cargo, view demand. There we go. So they have a demand for power loaders if we ever get level 4 with them. So anyway, yes, they can require permits. But for now, we're just going to level up here and party on. And we get to buff our ship with increased chance to hit a craft and do damage to a craft. People launch, we run into a carrier. So we'll do that. The takedown talent. And off we go, back to see Val. Back to callous justice. Trade war. Dun, dun. They're in a trade war. We don't want bad rep with them, so we're just going to surrender to looting. And we don't want to pay them a bribe. So take what we don't have. And I believe I still have, I don't know, did I ever put on the game's music? Well, not this video. But it's okay, I've been singing enough. I'm not leaving you without music. Alright, we're going to land here on Pavonis to get our fuel. Alright, so now this is a point here where the Prince's son thanks us for the training so far. Once he does that, that means on one of our landings we're going to run into people that are after him. So we're going to have to start saving before we land on every station, planet, whatever. So we aren't caught off guard. And maybe we can load up if we are, reload or save and carry on. Here we go. Instead of 10 days to repair, 5. Just from going from Starport 7 to Starport 10. We will take that. As well as fueling up. And actually, while we're here, I believe there's an orbital station. Yes, there is. Okay, well, let's stop there and pick us up. Well, let's double check, but our prince should be on a refinery world. He is. Big Ox. Let's take a look at that. Filter, local. I want to know the trade law there. The trade law, Big Ox. System Atlas. Filter. Trade law is 7. They do accept power generators and gas processors. I think we need to take care of getting some of that. Can we get more of that in the other system? Probably not. Oh, wait a minute. Well, definitely more power generators. Okay, so we're heading back to get that, and we're going to show up with goodies. I want to make some money. If we could spend all that time playing politics, as in the politicians are now DJs. We can definitely get the good stuff. Too high because of the blockade. And chuck it in. We did pick up some intel on the duel of assassins again. But we're going to give that to our own side. So back to the justice thing. Just call us Buford T. Smokey and the Bandit. And Smokey and the Bandit too. The sheriff that was after the bandit. Buford T. Justice. Thank you, Jackie Gleason, for that role. And that character creation. Now, who here locally needs my intel? Local. Sort by influence. Her influence is that high? Altamessa's smuggler, though. Her influence is that low. But we might need engineers someday, as in more than one. Let me check out my engineer situation. I believe I've got one, but with their port repair capability to speed up and make repairs cheaper, I know I have 2 mechanics, but sometimes you need 2 engineers. We've only got 1 engineer, level 19. Oh, that's right. We got the replacement from this lady. The replacement of the one we got a Spice Festival or something at an indie world. They were only up to level 12. This one started at 16 or 17. They're now at level 19. Yeah, let's go give her the intel. Love to help out the smuggler, but let's be honest. I need to ensure I got a good supply of engineers should I ever need it. Duel of assassins, okay? Don't care. but we'll take intel from the smuggler. If you acknowledge that it gives you intel, what it means is that intel gives you the better chance to bypass meteorites, radiation storms, and even enemies trying to catch up to you, hostile ships. So you want that intel sometimes. Do we have a good day for our side for you, Miss Leah? And Steel Song's winning by 39 in the Duel of Assassins. We can't have that. All right, now make that 34. Probably 30 by now. But let's give her the rest of what we got here. And that way, in the future, if we need an engineer, yeah, we'll still get level 17, but I wanted to keep everything good with her. I've accumulated extra paperwork over the years, maybe more than I needed. Maybe I could have got by in a military rank 1 or even 5, but I've got 15. And I've got the trade permit 4. Reason for that is A, now I can trade any goods that are out to Mesa. And the reason for anything beyond Edict 4 and Trade Permit 12, Military Rank 12, is if I offend this faction, they'll reduce military rank and edict before trade permit. So it's protection from the trade permit. For those of you wondering, did I lose my way and get into too much other paperwork? No. Of course, more reason to say the captain is, well, full of BS. She's got a lot more going on than edicts. And that's fine, wonderful, dandy to say that. I really want some more defense, so we will go with the steady hands thing. At least as long as I've got Culver on board. And I forgot to say, it's a good thing we didn't get unpleasantly surprised. I think I forgot to say for 2 landings now. 1 mechanic. Yes, we have them today. No flawless reset. We're going to need that, so we'll take that skill. It basically purges 1 to 3 debuffs from your ship. Well, that's what it does. It tells you the conditions under which it does that, but that's what it does. Now, we've got a navigator up to 21. After Skip Off the Void, Flash Charge is good if you wind up doing combat, which we probably will on a larger ship than what we got, but let's get ready ahead of time. Jerry! What's going on with Jer? Okay, so Jerry doesn't need... We already got a mission card on the spy mission, so we don't need that. Always can use more money. Let's go with Data Hall. Make our intel more valuable. Let's go with the jobs here. Get Quartermaster. And party on. Now, what do we have that a refinery might need? Oh, yes, raw spice. Well, we are definitely doing that. But there's a church bell in my neighborhood ringing. Alright, save game before we landed. Let's land now and see what kind of trouble we get into. Or don't. You gotta be kidding me. The raw spice is illegal? There, let's go over to here then. We are going to sell this for a profit. And unfortunately, our military commander doesn't need intel. There we go, made our money. Now, what does a refinery need that we got? 9. Power levers. Again. Let me double check. But I believe our trade law, where our prince is at, is level 7. Yep, trade law is level 7. Okay. Well, let's get busy with getting some extra money. Because that's a legality of 9. Anything else? Gotta be something I can use here. Electronic components. It'll have to do. Because that's a legality of 8. It'll be legal on Caligan Fane's world. Steel Song is still winning by 30 that duel of assassins. Let's check into where else we can deliver this intel to. No, that's farming. Also farming. Orbital. Industrial. And industrial. Nope. We'll worry about that later. Got to go ahead and do the Callous Justice pickup. And well worth it. We made at least 20,000 on this. I'll take it. $17 roughly on the power generators, the other 3,000 on the electronic components. All right, now we need to get rid of a crew person because we could take Valencia on, but here's the problem. If we don't get rid of a crew person, a random crew person will leave at our next landing. We can't have that. We got 1 engineer, 2 gunners, gun deck boss we need. We have 2 mechanics. I really don't want to get rid of them. 3 crew dogs. Harder to keep the crew happy, but we've only got 3 pilots, and we need a minimum of 3 pilots. At least for the 3 maneuvering save skills, the pilot skills, so gotta be a crew dog. Let me see, crew dog 20, and 19. Who's got what as far as skills? Oh, they contribute to intel records, so we want to keep them. This person has a whole bunch of traits in background, all positive traits, which means they can't catch diseases. That would give them a trait. 1, 2. Yeah, because you can't have more than 5 traits. They've got 5 traits. So they won't be catching diseases that are traits and need trait removal therapy. Very big positive. Now, what about Mr. JJ here? J, J, J. Also got 5, but has the lowest death save 70 versus death save 69 versus death save 71. They got 2 unknown traits. They can still get sick. I really don't want to get rid of them, but I think one of the mechanics can pick up the ship ops test. And we can live with a little less relaxing leaving the spice hall. And they've got 2 unknown traits. They could still possibly catch diseases. These other 2 can't. They almost look like twins. I think they've got similar hair, but that's beside the point. One tied up, the other doesn't, but that's beside the point. So, Annalise, you've been with us since 210, the beginning. It's now going to be 220. It is. You've been with us for 10 years, but it's time to go. Dismiss. Now we will pick up the princess. We need to decide if we should tell Val what happened. Of course, we're telling her, but nice to pretend we're debating the question. And you go through a whole dialogue. Should we tell her? It really doesn't matter because she's still guilty. But if we don't tell her, she's not going to know who to trust or who not to trust. So we must tell Valencia. Many welcomes, Captain. You've returned in the nick of time. I've been waiting anxiously. What? We don't have long. I'm going to need to escape here with you or another Star Trader to escape the assassins trying to get me. Badu said your aunt was responsible for the bombing of the Highwind and has been framing you for it. She's going to agree with that and ask us to meet her at the starport tonight, which we will do. Maybe we should have turned it down, but it is 60,000 credits, plus another 60,000 if we're successful. Callaghan Fane will give us 60,000. So, kind of can't turn that down. Well, we could. And we wouldn't be doing the double gun and run if we did, though. It wouldn't be as much fun. Now, here's the key thing. While we're on her run and gun, we cannot come back to this planet. So A, get anything done you got to get done here, including maybe buy any goods. B, star the planet red so you don't come back by accident and lose this mission. C, we are going to auto train Valencia because we don't plan on using her so she doesn't accidentally get killed. Third, we're going to yellow star her because she's a guest. So we have, we're going to title this Double Running Gun on the Way to Cadar Edicts. And I'll see you in the next video when we take off from this planet. Take care, bye. Or after some dialogue when we take off from this planet. Take care, catch you then, bye.